Welcome to a new episode of Revolutionary Talk. We're on to a new series of New Year's resolutions. First up, physical resolutions.
Man, let's get physical with it. It's that time of the year.
Yeah, crazy. It's already December.
Yeah. So what's your New Year's resolution this year?
Man, I think it's going to be a theme for a lot of these. For me, is just consistency, kind of across the board of these four that we're going to get into. That's kind of the case with physical health too. It's just finding something that consistently works and sticking to it. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to do yoga. Yoga's going to be my broad goal because yoga makes me feel so good. But consistency is key with yoga because, for instance, I did it 3 times last week, felt great. Did it 0 times this week. So,
yeah.
And it's so crazy how we know it's good for us and it just teeters between doing it and not doing it. Mm-hmm. So consistency with yoga and essential oils, of course.
Love it. Yeah, I think a lot of mine will have to do with diet changes, but we can get into that here in a minute. Kristen, what do you have?
Oh, gosh. Well, yoga for sure, because this year I feel like I've been slacking a lot on that. And then I just recently picked up my gym membership, reactivated my gym membership.
Yeah.
Which has been awesome because I was just using, the apartment gym for a while, which was great. But then, missing out on a lot of that heavier equipment like squat racks and stuff that we didn't have here. Or at the gym, or that we have at the gym and have access to. So doing that consistently. Yeah. Yoga consistently.
Man, so you just all of ours are working together almost.
I think so.
A little fitness, a little yoga, a little consistency.
Yeah.
Whew. Love it. I know for me, I love the feeling of getting a good workout in, and I don't know if this matters too much, but time of day I get a workout in, it's been so scattered lately. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys see a benefit in having a consistent time or not, but I've not had that lately at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Time of day seems to be tough. I tend to do all my meandering in the morning, and then the evenings tend to be, yoga typically. But then on the flip side too, I work out in the morning. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I think it's good to just rotate it, wherever you can create that consistency of space.
Exactly. Sure. And I tend to, what you're describing, your workout routine sounds like mine, where I work out in the morning typically, which is not every single day.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'm doing, physical activities or going to classes in the evening where, I need to make sure that I'm sustaining my energy, making sure that I'm, have enough to give or put out physically during those times too.
Yeah, I like that. So when it comes to yoga, do you have any details on this resolution?
Oh man, I would say I want to do yoga 3 times a week, minimum. Looks like I might be teaching it 2 times a week, so we'll see what happens with that. And I think it's good to mix up yoga, so do Ashtanga 1 time of the week, do a lunar flow or a vinyasa the other day of the week, and then the 3rd day of the week would be to do a yin. So I'm doing more of an active, more of a athletic, and more of a deep recovery stretch.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, give a little bit of everything, because I want to teach all those too. So if I'm actively doing them, then I'm learning how to do them, consistently.
I like that. Kristen, what about you? Do you have any specifics on yours yet, or still kind of a work in progress?
Well, I was just sitting here thinking about this tea and how, not just the physical working out, but then also, subtle diet changes that maybe got away from the resolutions that I had set earlier this year. Just, checking back in, all right, I said I was going to do this. It's time to go back to it and reset, kind of a thing. It's just a nice reminder. So drinking the tea, I'm okay, maybe more tea, less, I don't know, wine, for instance.
Bummer.
We had a good wine party last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was an essential oil party, though, so.
It was a blast. And a great team was playing, so we had to enjoy all of it.
Celebrate the eves.
We did.
Before the New Year's Eve.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's all about balance.
That's right.
What about you?
The thing is for me, when I think of diet being the main thing, so I don't, when it comes to working out, I don't know if time of day is the biggest issue in the world. I need to meal prep is something I figured out. It's been a while since I did it. When I used to do it, felt awesome, but now it's just grab whatever's around. And
Entrepreneur life, right?
That is exactly right.
We're the most unhealthy people. Or we spend a lot of money being healthy.
Yeah, that's
for last minute decisions.
So that's mine is meal prep. So no eating out, at least especially for lunches. Like there's really no excuse. Like
Yeah.
I should have that ready.
Yeah, I feel you. Same here. I need to add that to mine as well.
So another thing I was just thinking about, obviously, I mean, we're recording in November, not to give that away.
Yeah.
But even for the people watching in early December, should they wait till the beginning of the year or kind of get a head start on all this now?
My vote's head start. I mean, it's always good to get started, or at least like see where you're going to be breaking your New Year's resolution to get ready for the New Year's. If you need that New Year's reset, great. But I think you can make changes any day. And just like you said, finding that consistency, making it, at least creating a goal that you can do consistently.
Yeah.
Which kind of brings me back to something we did. I filmed this company, and they did this thing called 100 Days. And their whole theme was, what can you do for 100 days in a row, even on the lowest activity day where you're just dead tired and you don't want to do anything? When you make your goal that you're going to do for the next 100 days, what is something that you can do on the lowest day and the highest day on energy-wise? So I think that's also important to really
That's awesome.
know those. Because sometimes we get a little ambitious. We're like, I'm going to conquer the world in 365 days. And then 2 days into it, you're like, that's exhausting. So...
Yeah, and that's terrible. Like maybe you make it through January and then the rest of the year you completely fall back on it. Like no matter how awesome and over the top you did it that 1 month, the 11 months of not doing it.
Yeah. And it's bad for your psyche too, to create a goal like that you can't. I mean, goals are about consistently crushing them. Start little, build up, but just make sure you can hit it all the time. It's that balance in yoga, like between effort and ease, right?
For sure. And yeah, I would start whenever you're ready to start, because you're never gonna. Well, no, I take that back. Rewind.
Yeah, you do that in the editing.
Hold on.
Restart.
If you wait until you're ready to start, you'll never start.
Yeah.
Yep.
So start. And I mean, let's think about it. Usually the busiest time of the year for the gym is in January, right after the new year. So
That is true.
or take advantage of the time now, especially like if you're wanting to go to the gym. If you love a crowded gym, by all means, feel free.
Yeah.
But if you like to have space in the gym, it's a nice time of year to jump in there. Plus, with all the food that we, I'll just say that we tend to eat throughout the holidays and all the gatherings. Why not get your energy back? I mean, for me, like exercise is a great way to build up that energy naturally also. And
and if you can get ahead of it, maybe even just a week or 2 weeks, it's almost like a trial run to maybe you can fine tune your resolution a little bit. So
Exactly.
I would encourage it.
Give it a run, and as soon as 1-1 hits, hit the ground running.
That's right.
Send it.
Awesome. Any other final tips for people making resolutions? Any ideas as far as like constructing it or anything you would give to people?
I don't know. I know the acronym STAR. You'd have to look it up to be specific, but it's specific, timely. I don't know what the A stands for, but then R is results based. So it gives you a foundation that you can essentially analysis or analyze.
Okay.
I think you gotta look at the STAR result. I don't know, but
there's SMART goals goes
yeah.
consistently like that too. I just never heard STAR, but I understand. I was like, that reminds me of the SMART goals.
Yeah, maybe it was smarter. We did STAR in nursing. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We did one of those.
That's cool.
Yeah, use those structures. They're all over the internet. So
Right. Yeah, I think the biggest ones with that is putting a metric to it of some kind so you can actually measure it, and then having a date and being consistent with it. So
Yeah.
awesome.
That way, I just want to add to that real quick. That way, like there's always those times where we get in the slumps, where we get hard on ourselves and stuff. If you're taking a journal, like keeping track in a journal, like for instance, your weight loss journey or your just how your health, whatever journey is, like if your measurements, going through that, numbers don't lie.
yeah.
So, I mean, when you see that, it holds you accountable, especially when you're keeping track of it consistently, daily, weekly, whatever that is. And then, I mean, when you get to that point, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've come this far. And when you're in this slump, then you look back at that and you're like, oh my gosh, I actually should be really proud of myself because of all this accomplishment that I have made up to this point.
Yeah. Reflections. Key.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in the droughts. Look back, see what all you've built.
Yeah, I like that. Awesome. Good tips, good tips. So, physical resolutions, that's a wrap on that. And tune in next week. We're going to get into mental resolutions.